Hey guys, I'm here with Greg from Relic, the guys who developed their very hotly anticipated Company of Heroes 2. And see, I have a personal affinity with this game because it's one of the very few games that could make a grown man cry, okay? They had one mission in which you actually have to take one of the villages in France, and there is the German counterattack, and you have to hold it. Quarantine, right? And in the end, actually, I zoomed in onto this, like, like everybody's dying, I zoom in, and the guy's like, and I was like, oh no, and I was like, so terrible. So why don't you tell us about what will be so exciting about this Company of Heroes 2 that you're personally are anticipating?
Well, Company of Heroes 2 is the sequel to the highest rated game, RTS of all time, Company of Heroes 1. And so we're really excited to take the franchise in a new direction. We're going to cover the Eastern Front for the campaign story. And the Eastern Front was the biggest and bloodiest conflict of World War II. And it's a story that really isn't that well known to most audiences. The Western audience really understands Normandy and those types of conflicts, but didn't understand the scale and the devastation that the Eastern Front brought. So we're really excited to be able to tell that story and show what impact the Eastern Front had on the World War II.
Right, and from what I've seen, like when the original Company of Heroes came out, the level of detail was to the point that once you zoom in, it looks like the FPSs at the time. So from what I can see on the screens behind us, like the game actually does look like it's gonna hold up to its predecessor's fame. How demanding do you expect it to be? Maxed out, like completely maxed out?
Well, we've done a lot of optimization on the engine to try and make sure that it's playable on lots of different specs of machines. So if you have a lower end machine, a couple years old, you can actually still play on some of the lower settings. It's not critical to the gameplay aspect to have the best rig on the planet. If you want the game to look as amazing as it can possibly look, yeah, you got to have great RAM, great processor, and one of the hottest video cards out right now. But we do have lots of variety in our spec, and you can choose to upgrade different parts as you want for the different experience.
Yeah, because I remember the original Koch actually had a built-in benchmark.
Yeah.
So
we have that too. Yep.
Yeah, that's actually excellent. I think I'm gonna, because you see what we do is we usually release video game themed PCs. So this is launching on 25th, right? And I already have a slot scheduled.
Awesome.
So
it's an open beta right now.
Yeah, I know.
You can go to Steam and download.
Yeah, I know it's still available, and the premium edition is still available for purchase as well. The next question I have is how long was the development cycle for this game?
Development cycle was just over 2 years for us. We went through a concept phase, pre-production, and then went into production. When THQ handed the reins over to Sega, we were granted a small extension, which we were really pleased about. So we've had a little bit longer than we originally anticipated, and we took all that extra time and we put it back into polishing the experience, fixing the game from a lot of different angles, and then having a couple more betas for the fans to play and participate and give feedback in. So the end result of that is lots of feedback from the fans has been integrated. It's more polished, it's performing better, and more bug fixes.
So would you say that the game is more single-player oriented or more multiplayer oriented?
It's right down the middle, to be honest. So we've got the campaign mode that, as I said, is the Eastern Front experience. There's 14 missions, anywhere from 10 to 15 hours of gameplay, depending on how good or how many times you have to replay. We've got the multiplayer mode, which is going to have 2 factions, a bunch of maps, and a couple different modes to play with. But the thing we're really excited to talk about right now is the Theater of War mode. So the Theater of War is a brand new mode that's new to Company of Heroes 2, and it's the stepgap, the bridge between campaign and multiplayer. There's 18 new missions, split into 9 per faction, so you can play as the Germans or as the Soviets in smaller, more contained experiences. So there's challenges, there's co-op missions, and then there's AI battles. And what this is designed to do is to give people the opportunity to transition from the single player mode to the multiplayer mode in a safe environment. You play by yourself or with your friends, learning specific tactics, learning the maps, learning how to use the armies to the best you can, and then you can take that knowledge and bring it into multiplayer. So, to say it's a multiplayer only or single player only, it's not true. It's a huge experience. There's tons of value in the box, and you can replay it over and over and over.
Right. Well, that's excellent news because in many of the RTSs out there, what actually ends up happening is you press the multiplayer button, 5 minutes later you're crying. You're like, oh my god, I just got killed in the first 2 minutes, I got,
absolutely,
and that's it.
Absolutely. So we try and combat that a couple ways. We've got a matchmaking system, and the matchmaking system takes you as a player into account, and it ranks you each time you play the game. So as you do better, you go up in ranking. and it tries to then match you with people that are the same skill level as you. And so if there's lots of people online, it'll find you a match with somebody who's probably pretty close to your skill level. Sometimes you'll get, stomped by somebody. You'll get matched up with somebody who's way better or way worse than you. Sometimes the game actually thinks that you're capable of winning that game, and that's why it's going to try and put you in that position. Other times it's just because you've been waiting too long to play a game. And so for us, we want to get a skilled match happening first and foremost. But the longer you wait, the more we're just interested in getting you into a game, right? So that you can get in and have some fun. We don't want you matchmaking for 15 minutes. We want you to, get in and play right away. So.
Well, from what I heard this far and seen on the web, that is one of the games that I am looking forward to. And plus, come on, PC exclusive. All right. So launching on June 25th, available at your favorite online retailer, NCIX. All right. This guy's actually from Vancouver, just so you know. And nice shirt.
Thank you.